Hello everyone, hi. It's me, the usual. Yeah, no, it's Ace Attorney time. It'll be a good time. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, no. I mean, we left off in the middle of a case last time, just because first case went long. Which was weird. Also, I forgot to stand my desk up. I'll do that in a minute. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. So, yeah. Posing fun banning Swan hats? Hell yeah, vote for me for something, I don't know. I don't know what we're voting for me for, but yeah, do that. Unless it's for, like, something bad. So, yeah. Covering from being laid off, scrambling to find income. Ah, fuck, I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, I don't really have other words, so fuck it. I updated the screen a little bit for this now. The background is less saturated, so it separates better beyond the border. So, yes. Also, I need to stand the desk up. Why is the stand? Hello, desk. Yes, I would like to go up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the desk is not standing. This is not... Oh. Got unplugged. Neat. There we go. There we go. Panic over. No more panic. The desk is doing the thing, we're fine. You don't need to panic. It's okay, chat. Shh. Shh, it's okay. Here, have this sugar cube I found. You're like a scared horse. That's... You know what? I think that might be what my chat is. Just a scared horse. Because you go wild and set shit on fire whenever I'm not around. So, you know, horrifying. Then I'm doing a 24-hour on New Year's. Nice, nice. I'm doing something on New Year's as well. Not a 24-hour, though. So, Godspeed. For horses, you must hate it. Only when you know, set everything on fire. Only then. I'm moving on.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to my defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency!
I am most grateful. Oh, welcome, Bowie. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. The Englishwoman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh yeah, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no. Of course not.
Special characteristics of Quar and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Kuare? I don't know how to say that. Fuck.
You are, eh? What's that? Never heard that word before.
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful. Thank you. I don't know. Courir? Courir? Goodbye then, and good luck. Alright. Out of here. I got things to look at. Judge! I'm busy trying to read. God! Anyway, what do we got? A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters in the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. When poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart, through its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed the toxin could have an application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of full-body paralysis must be found first, or patients will die of suffocation. The music? Yeah, no, the music is really good in this game. Okay.
You have had it long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yeah, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence!
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior.
Alright.
Well, Miss Brett?
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
This, thank you.
Yes!
Look at that, thanks. Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you are studying under Dr. Wilson of the Yume University, doing research. Ow, fuck, I just burned my mouth on tea. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel?
A toxin known as Kurar, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to an instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete and utter nonsense! Kurar, you say? I've never even heard of it!
You wouldn't have done. What?
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Kurar before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. Doesn't exist? Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Kurar. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?!
Order! 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 Council, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. Seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it's produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. Claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection!
Trumpery! These aspirations are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there'd be no visible signs of pain at all.
How terrible!
Obviously. If a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous!
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? Hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense!
All hands man your battle stations.
If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some
It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady!
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work, then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act! Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Sorry?
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little polite police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers.
Wait, what are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
So, no Kara. The bottle is clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course. That's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now. Please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose, if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. A bottle of water.
It contains no poison. Also, thank you, Anubis, for the 21 months. I appreciate it.
As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? There's poison in there, she'd be dead by now.
Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. Sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world.
Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent?
That was a guileless and promising line of inquiry. Counsel, for which you will be penalized.
Whoops, fuck, shit, uh-oh. This whole trial is poisoned. Okay, yeah, there has to be... I would like to look at the court record, please. I would like to look at the court record, please. Carbonated water. Yep, looks like there's a little left in the bottle. Oh wait, no, we already...
Okay, hold on. We already did this conversation 2 weeks ago. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped through shit, didn't I? Fuck. Hold on. Okay, you're right, we don't know what might be inside. Wonder. There be anything in this water. Interesting possibility. Okay, well... Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess, you know, it contains poison. Ha 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 ha. Assassin's Teapot. Probably not, but it would be cool. It would be cool if Assassin's Teapot was a thing, but that has not been brought up at all. The culprit did cook curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You serious?
Objection!
Fool! Are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I'd think. And I believe that complication can be explained.
how exactly.
Need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. Has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Oh fuck. No. Okay. Through a wound such as inflicted by... Okay. I'm gonna present the report.
Yes!
Uh-oh. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
That's not a valid explanation.
No?
After all, we don't speak English. The report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. Just reading Susato-sen's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Oh, fuck. Practical application... No. Special characteristics, because she ingested it rather than got it stabbed into her? I guess? Maybe that... Because maybe stomach acid is strong enough to destroy it? I don't know. Fuck. That's... maybe? I don't know. I've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Oh, counsel?
Well, it sounds as if though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years, to lace the heads of arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes?
Oh, wait! Hold on! No, I get it! I know what happened! Chat, I know what happened! Alright, so remember, he had dental surgery that day, and he wasn't supposed to eat because the wound was still there. So... because maybe... I'm no poison expert or anything, and this is also Ace Attorney, but let's assume curare is let's assume it can be destroyed by stomach acid, yeah? So, you can drink it, right? But if it gets into any laceration, you're fucked. The guy had dental surgery. So, he had a fucking hole in his mouth for the poison to go into. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please!
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, Council! No, that'd be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum. In this research paper here, under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Kirar enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Kirar's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle out of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... Oh, it's alive. Rapscallion! Well, Rinosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But if I fail to see how it's possible... So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish? Flaw?
As even your brain has managed to deduce, Kirar is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus.
Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? That's right.
Good gracious!
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No?
Order! Order in the court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and professor drank the same poison, they would be affected the same way.
Are you trying to suggest?
Yes! The Kirar poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that!
What is this welling up inside of me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Damn, dude, alright. Objection! First one in the game, baby. I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
How dare you use that tone with me? Did her mask get bigger?
You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Kirar?
Well, where's the... No... report card. Medical report card. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference.
The toxic effects of Curar are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile.
What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. You see, when you leave a vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No!
I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear. How careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No! Yeah, I had a feeling. What is it? What just happened? It's the Englishwoman. She just smashed that bottle. Okay, yeah.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once.
Yeah, that is illegal. But you know.
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
Oh. How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can thump that bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there was really poison in the bottle, or was there not?
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact.
Oh, did I forget to... Hold on, wait. I'm realizing something. I forgot to do something. Those have been there the entire time. And I'm dumb. Chat, I'm dumb.
Oh, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
Sub didn't show on screen? Yo, what the hell? Why is that stuff hidden? That's not supposed to be like that.
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it?
Thank you, Gillamir. I appreciate it.
The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
Now, you killed the victim that day, using Kirar, and then in order to frame Ionosuke Naruhodo for the crime. You waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged.
Ayuchi? What the fuck, dude?
The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Sir! What? What? Did you not watch her smash evidence on the floor? Are you okay? This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that the evidence was obscene.
Ryunosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
Lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan in her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
I saw, I felt. Every color. Oh. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. There be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Hell yeah, there's a clue, baby. That ain't fucking steak sauce. There's no A1 on that plate. Actually, Azuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then! Let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while. Something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all of this. Here's somewhere the clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... I wonder if it is the blood...
Take that!
Inspector Hasanaga, answer me this!
Yes, well, what is it?
He's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of the steak you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection! Wait a minute! Where are you going with...
Where are you going with this, little boy?
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind me. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were.
Giselle Brett.
I beg your pardon!
This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense! And the court's seriously expected to believe something is the accused is just apparently remembered seeing?
I spat everywhere during that line. Horrible.
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean?
Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
You go, man.
You did what? I took the steak you'd been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice!
Hell yeah. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now!
Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table. Immediately!
Hey, Ian. Oh shit, okay. What are we looking at here?
Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak.
Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't!
Quickly, Inspector! The blood, man! Show the court!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
Fuck, there's no blood.
No blood. No blood anywhere. But no! That's impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire,
I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise my best to forget all about it when it's over.
ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Fuck yeah, I'm looking at that steak. Baby, it's time to look at the steak. Was it the plate I saw? Or I thought I saw just a figment of my imagination. Time to look at the steak. Time to look at the steak. Gotta look at the steak. Steak time, hell yeah, what? Huh? What in the world is this? Think? The Koban coin. Hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No. I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Kaban? Yes, apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. Imagine it's very valuable. Huh. This isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoei Kaban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I never heard of a bullion in a bullion. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means it's the wrong steak. It's the wrong steak! This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection?
Bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There's another clue. Your Excellency, please, wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection! The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak!
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I am completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is the new clue to be found?
It's right under the steak. Ta-da. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already saw we okay, we Hoera, I believe. Oh wait. No. I don't mean what is it? I mean it's doing that. Okay, no, we saw this already. We saw this already. Come on, get out of my way.
Got it!
Good gracious, that's...
Come on! What on earth?
Hoera wanted that. Hold on. I need to deal with my hair. Theory, hello, welcome! Welcome to this, hello. How are you? I'm adjusting hair. Yeah, raid, hello, hi. What were you up to? Salty as fuck, how are you? I'm, putting Swan hats so far out of style. So, you know, it'll be great. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up! What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it! Objection! I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd! We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoekapon just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now! He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency.
Yes, counsel?
A rare Hoekapon just happens to be underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now!
Objection! By all means, don't let us stop you! No one invited you anyway! Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the kaban that was found underneath the beef steak is this old man over here. He's only 67? Jesus, man.
Take that!
Look like melting Play-Doh. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and the owner of Rasute, Kirio Karatua-san.
Curie as in... Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor, throwing it back.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
I was throwing it back, like I said, and hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoerical Bond, my prized coin.
Then this Hoerical Bond... Do you mean to tell me...
No. Please, why would Korakuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay.
Can't believe we come back round to that pair again. But I have a hunch. A strong hunch. If we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element to the case. Alright.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? You realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more I have to say. The sun has set on Rosude Shaponer's existence.
Be that as it may, Korakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasutai memory serves, have you ever...
Ah! That's it! The one! The very one! The recipient, super friend destroy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that faithful day. It can't be.
Huh, it's as I thought.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my mystery.
Misery.
Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwich between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoe treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing!
Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga.
I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. Seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. Huh. So unbeknownst to us, there's a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Karakura-san's Koban is all too clear.
What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Karakura-san's Koban and hid it under the stake?
This motherfucker right here.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Yasunosa!
How? How dare you? You monster!
Monster?
I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. Ido's the mastermind behind all of this.
That fucking bastard! I knew it! Horrible baby! Put it in prison! 100 years dungeon!
It was not by my hand that I was given this Koban.
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Whoa, what are you... Sir? Why are you making horse noises? Oh my god. Jesus.
Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yasunosa, preparing to stand down Supreme Court, sir!
Is the baby gonna testify? Goodbye, baby.
Do any of you know the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes.
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant.
Place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife or fork even, which is worryingly believable.
And your target that day was the old man in his Koban.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. Slipped the coin to my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
Yeah, when the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido, too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double!
Slipped it under the steak. Hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
Okay. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time.
Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course! How rude of us! I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency!
Indeed. The theft of the Kaban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. Pure madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her.
Hold on, wait, no, because it's the wrong plate.
Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. No, get the fuck back here. Don't you leave. And a good day. Well, I just need a screen grab of that right now. It's important. That is a good face. Good face right there. Anyway, now that I've done that...
Rinosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. Feel like there was a contradiction there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking, make your voice heard!
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Gillamere, thank you for the gift. Tim, enjoy your first-class flight.
Wait, Miss Brett!
What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words for just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Attention! What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Okay. Biting into it without using a knife and fork. Beyond nonsense, pure madness. Yes, I'm right. She said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where's the evidence to prove it?
I think... Yeah. Yeah, you can see the knife was used. That's a juicy knife. That's a juicy ass knife you got there. And that fork, that's pretty juicy. Got all sorts of juices there.
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
What's interesting is the plate of steak you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes? Go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. Talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined Englishwoman gentlewoman herself.
Take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there's clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Ah,
Oh.
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating something without using a knife and fork. Well, I'm gonna up my desk a little more. There we go. That's more comfortable to look at. There shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
but what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course. This will all be over in a blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave
I've heard enough!
You irritating little spectacled samurai relic! Of course. Dear lady!
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications of these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes. Now, at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with a cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase! Typical Japanese empty threats!
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If he really had such conclusive evidence, he would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been? What?
Just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection! This is absurd! The trial has run several hours already. Are you saying there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it! Objection!
I don't. Well, but, oh fuck, I accidentally, I put my hand on the desk and I hit the home key, or the Windows key. So I couldn't see the text. Fuck. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of it here, hold on, wait. What? No. History, please. There's someone who does have it. Okay, someone in the very courtroom. Okay. That person is willing to submit the evidence I'm referring to. It will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
He's got the other plate, yeah? Yes.
Take that!
Uh-oh. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hasanaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korakura-san's coin, he told us that he'd slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put in the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table. Objection.
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched 2 steaks over.
Thank you for the 17 months, Zeus.
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. Then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, thought I'd had it. He decided to investigate my slab of meat. That'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. Marching orders. Whoops. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have! I never saw you do such a thing!
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That's all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
So, Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over. It means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on, back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hasanaka. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both.
Huh?
That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. That plate was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up! What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? It can't have the slightest bearing on this case!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate... on the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have evidence to prove it. The plate you're reading from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir!
Hey, look at that. There's a little bit of blood on that plate.
Sorry for keeping you. Here's the other steak in its plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
Hey, what the fuck is that?
Bloodstain. It's clearly visible. Look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhito-san to have shot the victim.
Ha! It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could have possibly shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you!
Uh-oh, Swan hat dead.
Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No. No! No!
Oh, there she goes. Did it just have chicks? Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoa, that's a lot of birds. Fucking bye. Oh, look at them. They're fucking adorable. Yeah, she fucking out, peaced out, left the mortal coil. Oh, no, she's back. We have a necromancer on, on duty for this shit.
Please, excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
Where'd the chicks go? They probably had to be rounded up. They went, somewhere. I don't know. They're having a party in the lobby.
It was I who took the professor's life, using Kurar. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison be found in his water. His Kurar is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes, of course. I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as if though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That'd be me, I suppose.
Yes, you! Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Kirar in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were 2 guns. Need more weapon emotes? Why? Is the hammer not good enough for you?
Yes!
And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang!
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead.
Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. Took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
So of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun.
So, there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor? Really?
Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me. Naruhodo-san.
No. No.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be. Takatsuchi Ayuchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? Yes?
This insult to the Ayuchi family name will never be forgotten.
You become conceited with age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Are you... Hey, buddy, what are you doing there with that katana? You look very serious right now. Maybe you should not. Maybe you should calm down. You need... Maybe it's time for a water break, buddy. Maybe just sit down, just have this glass of water. Sir! That is assault with a deadly weapon. A 1,000 millennia may pass, and still, the Uchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world.
He curses bloodline, but he totally did. He totally did, though, because Winston Payne and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix is related to Ryunosuke, and Winston is related to Ayuchi.
But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice.
Winston Payne is the first person you go up against in Ace Attorney. The one that looks like Ayuchi, the gray suit, balding head, glasses. Okay.
That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi.
Yes?
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything in the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind.
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty.
We did it. Yay.
This court is now adjourned.
Yo, okay, it's time to take the standing desk to sitting. Because we're no longer in court. That's how this works. Hell yeah. Enjoy desk noises, by the way. I hope you like them. I made them special for you. 22nd November, 2:46 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5. Can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it! I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial! Ryunosuke! Finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Yeah, called it. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Our trustly judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research reporter, Miss Bratz, I don't know how things would have turned out. The kind word should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to university and investigate. Your father? Yeah, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Zara Mikitoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikitoba...
Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, You did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it's I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh, yes, you mentioned that before. So you actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yuma University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Professor Mikitoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson?
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you worked together?
Never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Azogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening, the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all I can.
I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am. Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes.
That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but...
What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all.
She'll be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai.
What? Shanghai?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Oh, you. Inspector Hasunaga!
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate...
But what's all this about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What? We can't try her?
But then who?
Who's going to bring her to justice?
The British Consular Court will hear a case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
But why a consular court?
Professor, simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now we've signed the Friendship Treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then so long as this is not a serious incident of highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that.
Oh. Can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
Afraid that for the young student, today's trial is nothing more than a game all along. There never was any danger of comeuppance for her.
I don't believe it.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over the custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
But, Professor...
You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
You're a detective, Hasanaga-san, aren't you?
Let's not worry about details for now. La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
Hey, that guy's bleeding from the mouth after coughing a lot, like all day. I'm not sure we should eat from him. Yeah.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release.
Oh, yes, thank you. Can we just get, like, street food instead? The Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma.
Yes, Rinosuke?
Just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing! You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? The defense was all your own work.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
Huh. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. Couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
What? Come on, don't be serious.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. Well, you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I would never want to go through all that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point?
Listen, Rinosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
Knowledge of the law?
No. The ability to believe.
To believe. To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I...
Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in, and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
Huh. Believing in your client.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with a precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me.
Well,
You face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, because you never stopped believing in me.
Thanks, Kazuma.
There's something I want to ask you, actually. Rinosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is...
Oh, you're still here, are you?
Oh, Inspector Hasanaga.
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. Pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Ah, yes, that too.
So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikitoba. Tuzano-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector Hasanaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still... It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial.
More importantly, Cosmo hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Case 1, baby. Okay, real quick, I need to go grab water. So I'll be right back. So don't do anything that I wouldn't do while I'm gone. Be good, children. Be good. I'm gonna press a button now, and it's going to calm and soothe you. Be good. Be good. You know, I feel like you did the exact opposite of what I asked you to do. I even put on music for you to be calm and good. Why is this not working? Why would this not work? Why would this not make you calm and good? You're setting shit on fire, you're screaming. You only did what I would do? Didn't say be calm. Said don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, you got a point. Yeah, we can start this one.
In a corner of that small, dark room,
Oh, hello.
Sholmes and I waited
Sholmes?
with bated
Oh, right,
breath.
he's here.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
You know, that person should have just said, it was a fucking snake, and then died. That's easier. That's easier to say than the awful speckled band. Ooh, hello.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
Wouldn't this become an anime? Hey, you know what? I'll take it.
A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. and evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Sir?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
What the?
No one must
All right.
touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. And in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery
Yeah,
is paper.
magic X-ray goggle. Yes.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume
Hell yeah, Herlock Sholmes.
you must have heard of me.
Who's in the box? My head is throbbing. What's going on? I was in the box. Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Yep. Wait. I can't move. Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, Oh, never mind. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You cold-blooded man. You found me then. Ah, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. Alright, never mind. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There is only one thing I'd like to know from you. Okay, it's gotta be. Isn't that... Nope, fuck, damn it. How'd you do it? Why'd you take his life? Miss Usato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know! You are a wolf in sheep's pelt! You are the killer! Do not try to make excuses! What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. No! Here, in this very cabin. That was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs, surely you don't think I have to know. Why'd you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Better... Man, really? Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. You sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? Really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? Thought I was going to die. Gotta find... Yeah, always gotta kill the friend from the first case. God damn it. He got Mia'd.
Yes, I still can't quite believe that. Really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Must be even less of a man than you look.
Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
It's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikatoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we?
I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. Best that only you and I know about this.
Huh. Suppose so.
Anyway, it's about the time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. Tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper?
What?
And I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know. I've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England. Together!
We leave you at the next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer!
No, I'm not a murderer!
Duh! You said before. You said you admit to everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Suzato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. There's something I would like to ask of you, too.
Ah, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me.
This nightmare is getting worse by the minute.
Suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened.
He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt to the door can't be operated from the outside. It's obviously broken! Look at it! In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible.
How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Suzato-san, you have to tell me! The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
Ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So, presumably that means there are no obvious external signs of injury, then?
That's true, yes.
Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning.
I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. Sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead and Suzato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. And I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. Oh yeah, that makes sense why the bolt was broken. There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. The white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. It's all very hard for me to believe too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? I go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you. An idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? You ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development. Center of the world in many ways. Yeah, all main characters in Ace Attorney? Yay. It's just how it happens. Or perhaps Ace? Maybe. Possibly perhaps. Can't be any harm in there can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama is always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe, but something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It's darker than I've ever seen it before. Suzato-san. Sorry that we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on the ship, I mean. I know Kazuma-sama. I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat just like he always did. Then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep,
Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even certain Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. Suzato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this! Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Oh, fuck. What the? That was a Susato takedown. A Susato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, let's see. You're expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. This, because it was sealing the wardrobe. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember it clearly. Thought so. Kazuma always put it in my place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course! The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, no, what we're getting at is we couldn't have stuck it, because it was sealing, right? It was sealing the doors. It was stuck on the crease. So I couldn't have, like... I couldn't have sealed that from the inside. If it was just stuck on one of the doors, then yeah, whatever. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Sada-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here, at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. Can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Does she think I am a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Suzato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene.
I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I will avenge your death. Okay. Fuck is this? Wizard in a box? Hi, I'm Jetman J, and you know, sometimes you just need a little magic with you, wherever you go. That's why us here at Jetman Industries have made Wizard in a box. You got this tiny little box, and you got an even tinier little wizard in it, so you got a little magic wherever you go. Need a tiny little spell? Little wizard in a box can do it. You know, he's sitting there going, Alakazam! And he's just, tiny little wizard in a box. Just set him loose. He'll take care of your rodent problems. Because he can fit in the mouse hole. You can use him to terrorize the local children, because he is also small. Tiny wizard in a box. Kazuma in a box. Hi, I'm Jetman J, and here I have the remains of Kazuma. He was cremated. Anyway. It's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Box in a 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 box in a. I am Jetman J, and I have box in a 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 box in a. Anyway, now that I'm done with all those boxes, you too can have them for only the low price of $9.99. Buy it today. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? Not a dog, Susanoo-san. I ate on the table, of course. Begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susanoo-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me. Ugh, fuck, I'm hiccuping. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Naruhodo-san. Tutorial. I'm sure you're careful to look around using, D-pad left, D-pad right, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. You vegetarian? He might just not like chicken. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Neat. Seiki, the Japanese word for justice. Brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoroughly? Of course I can! I mean, I'm an innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? No, you stowed away on the ship? Now you're going to bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. Okay. It's his sword. His sword. D-pad in a box. I am Jetman J.
you ordered this D-pad for replacement for your Xbox controller. It is a piece of plastic, and it will D your pad? No. You know what? I'm leaving. I gotta... That's Cosmo-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is a soul. Box sales pitch in a box. Jesus fuck, you guys just want boxes. Alright. Hi, I'm Jetman J, and I'm stuck in a box. Anyway, you wanna buy a box? You can put stuff in it. Like, a person. Such as me. I'm in the box. Or, you can put all sorts of stuff in the box. Like clothes, or, items. You can fill this box with water. It won't hold it for very long, though. It's like $2 for this box. Let's take the box. I'm sort of stuck, though. You need to get me out of it. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose it shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let the spirit go just yet. No puts J in the box, but J. Now why is J in the box? What are you trying to say? No puts J in the box, but J. Oh, no one. No one puts J in the box but J. Now why is J in the box? Because I felt like it. Tells a goblinoid named Zach in a box. Hi, I'm Jetman J. I've put Zach in a box, and I have taped it shut. He is screaming, he is angry. I'll give it to you for free. Does the box come in a variety of flavors? Yes, such as cardboard. Slightly damp cardboard. Wet cardboard. It has 3 flavors. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in 2. That's such a beautiful color. Looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from Kimono outfit. Not sure that sounds like Cosmo. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? No mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? Sort of a brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It's the color of brick, isn't it? No, I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. That's called blood. Did Cosmo write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. Must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Cosmo-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. Suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? Sorry, partner. I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? And what language is it? Pains me to admit, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Okay. It's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. Brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susanoo takedown. The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? He's fallen over as well. It's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mown down at once. Wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I... seriously doubt it. Yeah, I thought Herlock said it was Russian, and she was there, but oh well. And perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. The way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? I was hiding on a cruise liner, any form of romantic? Gay, homosexual, gay, homosexual. They were having gay affair in secret. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Yeah, no, we just touched evidence. Okay, good fucking work, dipshit. These are the rules of passage travel aboard the SS Burya. Essentially a list that requests from the captain all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Ma'am, are you saying I was Kazuma's pet? Huh. Are you implying something, ma'am? It explains the handcuffs? Yeah. Can't decide. One thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. What the fuck is that email? Of course it's called Gasm. You know what? I'm just... This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat wherever he was writing. Whenever. Whoops. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. Didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... what, he was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? See what it says, it could be a valuable clue. Much heavy petting... Chat, you need to calm down. Ma'am! That's out of the question. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. You are obstructing... I hate you. But temporarily. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little cold? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true.
Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
Suppose. Maybe that's it. Sir? Hello? That, he wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he?
You noticed the man too, have you? No idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall!
Naruhito-san, don't tell me. You really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. He's investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? Can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press
A
on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights, and I'll see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Hello, sir.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
This is a critical point in my investigation.
Fucked that up. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long.
What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Hello, sir.
I see. Fascinating.
Sorry? What do you see? Looks like he's looking right through me. Can I keep up that voice for the rest of the stream? I did Ace Attorney Investigations. I gave Miles that accent. I can do it.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry?
What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh, well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
Of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and you now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing that deceives these eyes.
Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin, 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person who fits the bill!
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
Ma'am, you saw me 2 weeks ago in Japan. Ma'am.
Huh?
Height-stealing machine that works on suspiciously tall people. Hi, I'm Jetman J. Have you heard of a woodcutter's axe? No, you haven't. because I have a height stealing stick. See, you swing it at somewhere. You swing it along the legs of a suspiciously tall person, and then add them to your own. This is not a woodcutter's axe. This is the height stick. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. Shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way I... Fuck. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. It's ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head.
Oh wait, whoops, I'm wrong, whoops.
Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament. Do you not?
Well, yes, maybe.
Ha! There you have it, you see? But what do you make of that, hmm?
Well, to be honest... This ship is en route to England. And I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed. And observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with such a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right.
I don't think you introduced yourself.
My apologies. My apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes?
The very same. The imitable, actual Sherlock Holmes.
Oh no, he's hot and stupid, right? Double whammy. That's how I got my girlfriend. Being hot and stupid. Do you know this man, Susato-san? Just spill water on him. Oh. Gonna fuck that up so many times and keep mixing up the two. It'll be great. Whoops. The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on, then?
Must ask him what he's deduced. He'll have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? I really feel uneasy about this. Hey, buddy. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again?
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I see. You're German? Airlock, was it?
No, I have no air. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Holmes.
Could read all... Oh, wait. I, spaced off super hard at text.
You can read all my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh, yes. Rant's magazine full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I've sent it from England especially. Yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I think I might be reaching the end of stream. I can feel my brain shutting down. Uh-oh. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Indeed I am.
You've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
Backward?
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer, do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Dr. Wilson.
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy as of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? Can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
Science?
Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in the subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data.
Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. And I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can you look me in the eye and claim that? This fucking idiot.
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only, Sherlock Holmes.
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who did you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
At least Edgeworth is smart? Well, yeah. I'm not... This isn't... This and Edgeworth don't compare. No relation here. No relation at all. Fucking... Closest I'd bet is Gumshoe. But I like Gumshoe more. I see. In other words... I'm in these now because of him. I became anxious about Cosmo-sama this morning. Summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open. Gumshoe is a far better himbo? Yeah, he's a good himbo. Gumshoe is smarter than Sherlock? Dab. Now listen here, pal. That's really flattering.
Concealed myself among the number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board.
Connecting two characters because of the voice? I mean, he's just British. And Miles... I just sort of gave him a British accent because I thought it fit. And it sort of did. Like, you can't deny that. He looks like the handler from Monster Hunter World with the goggles and everything. I guess the get-up, yeah, not the face.
Very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand. But what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. Two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left behind by the victim on the floor.
That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered it Garderobe may be the name for the killer. Certain Robert God, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong to not look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Did I scream? No, that was Russian. I didn't scream. I was speaking fluent Russian. Duh. We found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping... Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly?
Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted.
Yo, gumshoe emote, hell yes! That's a good emote.
And if my memory serves, the outfit is traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea. I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze for possible hidden details.
Yeah, presumably Sholmes is speaking fluent Japanese.
This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. His finger isn't even inked. He doesn't have ink on his finger. Or at least, well, no, never mind. The bottle was tipped over, so he didn't dip his finger in it. Like, in the bottle, so I guess just the pad of his finger could have ink on it. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. God, she's gullible? Yeah. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that.
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? You think?
Certainly, if it interests you.
How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before? Things you concluded about me, I mean.
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary, an assassin of 16 people part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It's a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Now, did you take a look at that man? I don't have a beard.
This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night, the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Cosmo a Russian? Hell yeah, no, look, those are a lot of good emotes, hell yeah. Hell yeah, they even have Emma. Yeah, no, my brain is fucking dying. Yeah, fucking everyone in that. Damn. Anyway. Sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
The simple act of reasoning to realize the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik. No, 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 no. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. C5s.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Sir. 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 The fuck?
Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination blowing up the Crystal Tower.
Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all these particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
We still have the katana. It's on the floor. Think the goggles are too tight on his head? Yeah, it's cutting off blood to the brain. Do the revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has clearly returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is it anyway? It's Afghanistan place. Hey, Alec. Those who don't like Sholmes have no taste. Right now he's making me want to beat my head against a concrete wall. He's very stupid, but I'm into it.
Here, take the paper for yourselves, as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
Thanks, asshole.
And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
On the back?
Cast your eye over it sometime, as if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. I can hope to read it. Suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two? Yeah, what do we got? Okay. There's a woman. Ah, this is interesting. You found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it.
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you.
It's everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of Novarch Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Here, the woman was in costume when she was found missing from a dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Zato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is properly of Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
Why doesn't he assume I'm the dancer? Maybe he does. We don't know. He hasn't said it yet. Anything could pop out of his mouth. Yes, I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of Russian fleeing his or her country? This seemed to be the Russian thing to do. At least I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Before we started talking, you were examining Cosmo's desk, weren't you? Cosmo? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Cosmo's keeping notes of the trip. But... I don't think you should read his private writings. Could upset people. How can I keep this up? I've done this for 12 hours before. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim, it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering! Sayonara, Banzai, Mikado, Nado. I trust you are suitably impressed. This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. I guess that means we're speaking English. So what was all that showing off about before then? When did we learn English? We already knew English. Like, we knew English. That's how we were talking to the English woman. Or no, wait. We know some English. We know a good amount of English, but not too much, I guess. I think is what... Because we had English teachers, right? And we conversed with the Englishmen, who may have been speaking Japanese, of course, but like... It's Ace Attorney! There's plot hole after plot hole. Listen, this has as many plot holes as a goddamn colander does, alright? It's still fun! You're so kind to show me, I'd be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. Final entry here in Cosmo-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. Whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. Swan Lady ended up speaking Japanese, yeah, but like, you'd switch back to English every now and then when the text got fancy and we started understanding it, so I don't know. Second sentence reads, so we're speaking English at this point, yeah. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. Never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? Matters presumably referring... The lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Okay. Oh, I thought he left for a second. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose.
You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to.
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exhalation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough.
See you, Zeke. Do you think perhaps that I could go with you?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer.
Oh, these.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago!
Dear me, you're clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. But, really?
So what were you looking at my knees before?
Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Now he's just playing rude. A carbon monoxide leak in the room? Maybe. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. Sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? I must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? No way I can... After Cosmo-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? If you give me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip to the next door. Good idea! Situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. Okay, I think can I save? I can't. Oh god. We have to keep going. Oh no, wait, save. Ah, I'm dumb. I'm very stupid. Yeah, no, I got it. I'm going brain dead here. So, we gotta call it. But thank you everyone for joining. I really do appreciate it. But yeah. Let's see, who the fuck is on? Zach is still going. God damn, alright. We'll throw you guys at Zach. But yeah, no, that was good. That was a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. Like, I ate dinner, but like, other food, because I'm hungry again. And then I'm gonna crash for the night, so yeah. Thank you everyone for stopping by, I appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time. Get out.